Alright, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's me again, that crazy guy with the lazy eye with HemetINews.com. And we have a special guest on our little show today. We're going to be talking about crime prevention in our community here in Hemet. And after you listen to the story, you're going to see why we try to stress to vote yes on Measure E. Because we want to try to help stop criminals in our community. We need all the police that we can to back up our community and protect our community. And we're going to tell you why. Everybody thinks, oh, your home is secure. How secure is your home? Do you have alarm systems? Do you have cameras? Is that still good enough to protect you from being robbed? Well, tonight we're going to tell you what the deal is and how protected is your home. So we got a gentleman on the show with us today. We're just going to call him Josh Joe Dingle, you know. How you doing today, Josh? I really appreciate you coming out on the show with us on Hemet News today.
Not a problem.
So I know you got a story that you want to tell us and tell the community. I know you've been on the streets a lot. You've been hanging with a lot of people that broke in a lot of homes, and you know a lot of the secrets that they use.
A lot of the secrets and knowing what to do in the situations like that.
And how they get around the security systems and the camera systems, and how to know what homes to hit and where the homes are hit. So tell me a little bit about this. When you go in and you break into a home, how do you know which home that you're going to hit?
Honestly, the crew I was around and the people I worked with were always looking for the ones that actually did not look like they had that much. Right. They wouldn't have security systems. They wouldn't try to put out like they had very much, but they had the most expensive stuff. And that's the type of places. And security systems, a lot of them are faulty. They don't work, and it sets off bad, and it makes people get screwed on them.
So in other words, you tell me that a lot of times you go in, set it off and then take off, and
if it's worth it, set it off and watch that house for a while until
police show up
until they take that alarm out, and then I got a free house.
So how many times do you normally have to go back and forth before they get so many false alarm calls?
5 or 6.
And the homeowner gets tired of it, shuts the alarm system off, and you know, hey, it's free entry, huh?
Free entry, and they screw themselves in the long run, and it's the police's own fault for actually not sending an officer out there and making sure that neighborhood is safe, and just having a posted officer there.
Right.
Like,
no, I know you was telling me before we started on the show too that you find, what's the easiest way by sitting on the internet to find homes to break into?
You can go to Google and type in short sale homes. It shows pictures of people's houses, the inside of what's in them, if they have security systems, if there's people living there or not.
Right.
And it kind of sets a bad thing, because it's like, oh, this person has no security system. They have a lot of nice stuff, and it shows you what they have in the house.
Yeah, because I noticed when I had my home on short sale from my landlord, they came in and took pictures for demos, and I seen a lot of my stuff on there, and I like, no, you take these pictures down, you know.
And you can even get the blueprints to a house on it.
Really? So it's that easy?
They tell you the square footage, every which way, shows you the whole direction of the house, and even the neighborhood around it if you wanted to know.
Wow.
And it's so sad that it's so easy to access without any problems. Anybody can access it.
Now, what about homes with cameras? How do you get around that?
Homes with cameras, a laser pen will fry and reset a camera easily. The motion sensors on the windows and stuff, a magnet, you can open the window and it's not going to go off, because all it is magnetation. The motion sensors inside of a house, most people have pets nowadays, so they have to have a pressurized, and pretty much a certain height will set it off. After that, if it looks like a big old dog, no, it's not going to go off. You can crawl on your knees all day in a house
and get through it.
You can get through it. And once they get to a straight out, if they are desperate enough, you cut the main power, nothing's going to go. Nothing's going to work.
What about if they have battery backup in the unit?
Cut that too. What's going to happen? They don't have nothing now. And that's why it comes down to the tools, like wire cutters, electrical tape, little basic tools.
Now I noticed you got a bunch of tools right here. Can you explain to me how these tools work? I noticed you got keys and all different kind of stuff.
This in particular one is a bump key. Four strings. It will reset anybody's morally screen door locks and house locks.
Right.
And it makes it look more presentable to not look like you're breaking into somebody's house.
Right.
So like if you're working in the daytime, this will make it look presentable to where no one's going to really question you.
Especially they're not going to see no breaking and entering. We see that.
They're not going to see no tools. They're just going to see a key that has a.
So it just looks like an old standard key. Now, what's made so special about this key?
It's just it's straight bumps. It's to reset the locks and the pins inside of a lock to unlock any door you really need, because each one has a separate key. Like this one, it's not straight and it has ridges in and in.
Right.
That one has straight teeth that's all the way across.
Yeah, I see how it's got the teeth all, yeah.
And it's just to reset the pins inside.
Gotcha.
And that's how you only open up a door, is the pins inside.
Now, what about all these other keys? What are these, just normal keys to a house, or?
A lot of houses actually have the same locks. If you match up the same serial numbers, you got that same key. So, for say you got your house key, you go to the store and find the same lock that you have and it has the same numbers, you got your lock to your house.
Well, what's the chances of, let's say, the front lock on my door, and you go to Walmart or something?
It's honestly pretty big chance. It's like at least a 75% chance.
Wow, that's
If you
amazing.
go to Home Depot, it's a 100% chance you're gonna get fucked.
Damn. So what would you recommend people do to prevent that?
Only the best thing they can do is they actually have to have the numbers and the key thing, because those are the only ones that people really can't get past, and the only way they can do that is by popping the whole door and lock, and that's what the crowbar's for.
Which is right here. So you see the crowbar that they use? It probably pops you can tell that'll pop a door real easy. Now what about the gated doors, like you see on the gate doors?
That's what that one's meant
pop
for.
them right off. Okay. And what else you got here? I noticed you got this tool right here.
That's actually an ice chiseling thing, because screen doors, like glass sliding screen doors, they have a very simple lock. You put this straight through and you hit that against it, it's going to pop it to where you can actually move the lock up and down.
And just pop right
And
off.
some people actually have the twist one where you twist from left to right. It's still a lot harder lock, but that's when this comes into play. You just lift this cold back of the door open and you put literally a broom or anything and unlock the door yourself, because every screen door can come off very easy. Glass door.
Oh, okay. Now I noticed you got some of these other tools here. Tell me a little bit about these.
Those are honestly, there's little fucking loopholes, because a lot of people I've actually found deeds to houses that are already notarized and blanked. So people have safes and stuff in their house, and this helps it remove it from being held down.
Okay.
Wire cutters to literally cut the power if need be.
And I noticed you got it insulated so you don't get shocked too.
Yes, I do not want to be shocked.
No, I noticed some of the houses, you guys, if you ever get scared of being shot at or something when you break in a house? Or?
Yeah, it runs through my head and anybody else's head, yes, but honestly, it's all a give and take. It's bound to happen one day to somebody or anybody.
No,
it was bound to happen.
Break in the wrong house.
Literally, yes. Break into the wrong thing at all.
Right.
It might find the wrong person.
Exactly.
And that's why me personally and the team I went with would normally look for the houses, look them up, and see if there's a house there, see if people are there, and watch them. Make sure that our comfortability level is there. Like most people say, it is the best time to actually. The worst time is you're gonna get robbed during the day, in plain sight, when not even being noticed.
So that's what that was my next question, is when's the worst time that people normally get robbed? Everybody thinks at nighttime is when the criminals come out and rob you.
Only literally those criminals that come out at night are the ones that you'd worry about more. It's because they're the ones that are they're gonna hurt you instead.
Right, because they know you're gonna be at home.
Yeah, like me, I don't want to hurt nobody. I know I hurt people mentally and physically afterwards, like with that, but I had to eat. Nobody else was giving me that helping hand.
Right.
So now that I'm changing my life and doing everything I can. I wanted to make sure the people in the city of Hemet are safer, because I've seen it's been going to hell.
Right, it has been big time. And I mean, that's one issue that we do have out here is, you know, home invasions, car robberies, you know, carjackings,
And
you know.
I've noticed that's why, honestly, Hemet has the highest bait cars out here in Hemet right now.
Right.
And it's not going to help because, like, a lot of them are just getting fed kicked out of jail.
Yep.
Just
That's
because if you have a key to a car, it's a misdemeanor.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody can make a key.
And what's the number one cars that normally get stolen out here that they try to hit?
Honda, Toyota, and Mitsubishi.
I heard now they're also starting to hit Chevrolets.
Chevys, yeah, because it literally a Jeep key can start a Chevy. A lot of the keys are compatible with each other, or if the people are desperate enough, they just take out the whole ignition switch and put a new one in.
Yeah.
Or they hotwire it or anything. Like, it's just the determination of the people that are doing it.
Right.
But the best way to keep them safe is, sad to say, you need to get a seismic camera.
Exactly, those seismic. Now that's what I was going to ask you about the cameras. You know, you was talking about what cameras is easy to get around with. Now you was also, a lot of people are starting to use those Bluetooth cameras.
The Bluetooth and wireless. You bring a cell phone jammer, it's just going to cut off all signal to where you can't do anything with it. It's going to black it out instantly. So you're not safe with it.
So it ain't going to do you no good to have those.
No. The fake ones, you can tell they're fake because they have that same pulsing light all the time.
Right. So criminals ain't as stupid as the people think they are.
No, like the best doorbell system to have nowadays is literally the one that it is a camera itself.
Right.
And you are able to see it from straight to your cell phone and it goes through everything.
Right. Now, as far as, you know, when a lot of the homes and stuff, you say, you know, during the daytime is when a lot of the homes are broken into. How do you fit in to where you don't look so conspicuous when you break into a home in broad daylight?
Easiest way, a lot of people do trash out houses, cleaning them out, and because they just got foreclosed on or a short sale and they're just trying to get everything fixed up. You come up with a crew in a truck that has that little label. Who's going to question you?
Right.
Not many people. Oh, they're just here to do their job. But little do they know what's really going on inside that house.
They're actually being robbed.
Like, it's so easy to get away from people. Like, there's been days where I actually had to walk and talk to a neighbor just to let them know what I was doing, but it wasn't what I was really doing.
Right. Make yourself look like a business person.
I just wanted to blend in. And a lot of people can't blend in nowadays, but there's those certain ones that can, and those are the ones that are going to get you.
Right. So how many, can you estimate it through the time when you were hanging with these people, how many homes that you actually robbed?
Over 100.
Wow. And about how many year time period was that?
Less than a half a year.
Man, so that was basically a day-to-day basis.
Almost every other day to every day.
Wow. And what was some of the biggest things that they robbed?
Anything you can imagine. We've got guns to just even silver, antique silver from back in the day that was worth a lot.
Now, I remember you heard, you was also telling me a story before we went on the show about even the guys that you were with even had the balls to rob a police officer's home.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
We found later out that he was actually one of the people laundering money and he's in jail himself. And his house was actually being short saled and foreclosed on.
So y'all found his home on the short sale website?
Short sale website. Didn't know until we actually got in the house, though.
That he was a cop?
Yeah, because his uniforms were there, and it was for Hemet.
Oh, he was a Hemet cop. Oh, shit. Man, I tell you what, you just never know how safe your home is as even cops get robbed.
Yeah, and bad things happen to good people a lot, and it sucks.
So what made you actually want to try to get out of this?
Knowing that literally I don't want to be the person to have to do this just to fend for myself and eat every day, and knowing that a lot of people do not deserve what they have that happens to them. They do not deserve it.
Right.
And honestly, I didn't want it to happen to me later down the road.
You reap what you sow, they always say. What happens to you, or what happen to somebody, will happen to you, you know?
Everything can come back and bite you right back in the ass.
Right. Now, also looking at your tools here, I noticed you got this survival knife. Tell me a little bit about the tricks of that.
Survival knives, more or less like sliding glass windows, the knife can just lift it up and pop it off. Or if it comes down to it, like it's prying open a door or anything. But me personally, I always just pop the lock normally real quick, or I would actually have the bump key to do it and get it open quicker.
Now, what do you do when you come up on doors that have the deadbolts?
Not popping it. I just pop it open. You wait for a car just to pass by, you can, boom,
Right.
door's open.
So deadbolts ain't worth the flip. Like they always say, what, locks always stop poop. The honest people.
Honestly, there's only fucking one lock that I still don't understand what the hell it was. But I think like they welded the door shut or something.
You ain't gonna break in that house. Now, as far as the security cameras, you say the seismic?
Seismic cameras are the only ones, because it's a pressurized camera that pressurizes if somebody stepped on your property, you'd know where they are, what they're stepping on, the weight of the person, everything.
And they're probably easy to hide the cameras too, where you never know where they're at.
Literally, it's under your house normally.
Gotcha.
And a person can't even get to onto your property without you knowing.
Right.
So
tell me, I know you're here on the show that you want to actually try to stress to the community how to protect yourself.
yeah,
We done told you.
motion lights would help, because people don't like to walk around up on motion lights.
Right. So that's a good deterrent.
And make sure they're always set for the proper ways, like to the same distance, the proper lighting, and make sure like they're not faultied out to where like some people's have them to go off every minute.
Right.
You just wanted to go off on motion, so you get that heads up.
So if you sit back and watch a house, you know that light goes off every so many minutes. You know it's.
You only have to watch a house for about 20 minutes to find out if they have a timed out light, if they have fake security system, anything.
Right.
You just have to look at the back of a person's power to their house to see if they have a security system.
Now, what about during the daytime? You was talking about the lights. You know, in daytime, the motion lights ain't gonna really scare off the criminal.
That's what the seismic camera would be for, or like they have no doubt nowadays doorbell cameras.
Right.
Always give those, because like those, sad to say, they actually have a pretty good distance, and it's night vision and everything. Like they will actually have facial recognition nowadays on them.
Right.
And after 3 times of somebody walking by, they're gonna set it off. It's gonna set off.
Okay.
So
I need to get me one of those systems. I know they're pretty expensive, but they well worth it.
$50 online.
$50 for those online? Wow. Well, I guess I'm gonna go get me one if they're worth that much.
Actually, I know somebody.
All right, we ain't gonna go there on TV. Huh?
No. Actually, it's a legitimate person, surprisingly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely have to get his info then. If you need one, you know where to go. Now, as far as daytime too, what's the good measures for people, you know, that has the alarm systems, that, like you talking about the magnets on the windows, and how you get by that? What would you recommend to a homeowner how to protect herself during the daytime?
The seismic, actually, a seismic camera is the only thing, because the seismic measures the windows, pressures, everything's pressurized. It's like you cannot, there's no way around that camera system.
Okay.
You're fucked either way. Like, I've never found a way around it, no one I know.
So that's the main thing we need to tell people, seismic cameras is what you need now.
Seismic, and if you can't afford those, go with infrared and night vision for the best of your can.
Right.
And always put a UV protection lens on top of it, because that will kind of stop the laser print from actually being able to fry it.
Okay. And where can people normally get those UV protection lenses?
Any camera store.
Any camera store have them? Okay. All right. Is there any other ideas that you want to tell people what they need to do to protect themselves? Any measures?
Be close with your neighbors and have your neighbors watch, and actually
Look out for trash clean-out crews?
look out for just anything that you think is actually out of the ordinary.
Right.
And don't be afraid to look in plain sight, because that's where people will actually do the most.
Gotcha.
They'll do it right under your nose because you wouldn't expect it.
Yeah, because a lot of people, they cut down the suspicion by acting normal.
If you can act normal and keep your calm and talk to somebody, even that might be that person's neighbor,
Never even think nothing about it.
they won't think nothing about it, and who was going to say anything? I'm glad throughout the time I was doing all that, I didn't have to hurt no one physically or anything, or stop but I know I ruined some people's dreams and futures, probably.
Yeah, because I know I interviewed one guy just a month ago. Him and his wife were or his fiance was getting ready to be married or get married, and they broke into his house, stole his TV, stole his $6,000 or $7,000 wedding ring, and it put their wedding off for another year. So it devastated their life, and people just don't realize, it takes 5 minutes to break in a home, and it takes forever for that person to recover from it.
It takes, I can guarantee you, it takes a lot longer than even that.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. And now, what about as far as, have you had any issues breaking in homes that people had dogs?
I haven't, but a lot of the people I used to deal with and run with, they would just literally just get little tranquilizers from any pet store, really, and just put it in the bologna or anything and just let them eat it. 15 minutes later, they come back, that dog's knocked out.
I'll be damned.
It is as simple as that.
Yeah, because we noticed one lady that was living on a street down below where we lived at, somebody did that to her dog, and they broke in her home, and that's when they went in and got an alarm system put in. So that's basically one good tip we need to tell people is if you have a home, if it is on short sale, make sure if you have any viable stuff in the home that you don't want people, to see that thinks they're going to come get it, make sure that those pictures don't go on the short sale site.
Honestly, there shouldn't be no pictures, and a lot of the things they say about those houses, they should not be able to tell you. You can get blueprints to somebody's house online nowadays, and that's pretty sad and bad that you don't have to log into an account or anything to do that.
It's all just basically like public information then.
Yeah, public access to anything, and it's not good to be able to get public access to somebody's house that they're living in right then and there.
Right.
And honestly, it's nobody else's fault but literally the people setting up the systems and the police not even noticing it. They're not noticing the plain and obvious, because a lot of the cops, they wouldn't look at a trash crew.
Right.
Because they're like, oh, a foreclosed home, we just probably kicked those people out last week.
Probably so.
So they're not thinking two things of it.
And a lot of people don't put the two and two together, so that's why they go undercover like that. So, well, definitely, that's a really scary thing for the community. I think everybody needs to be on their protection mode.
Yeah.
And be knowing what to do to protect their home. What kind of equipment to do, what to do, in case something like this
always
happens.
leave a light on. Always got to leave at least 1 to 2 lights on. Make sure your back gate things there are always deadbolted or have like a regular gate lock, a decent one. Because you can literally, just like a regular house key, go to the store and find the same matching thing, but it still puts prevention of time.
Now, as an ex-criminal, I'm pretty sure you've done this. How long does it take you to go to a home and match up a key to it to get in?
Me, when I was doing it, it would take me less than 3 minutes to actually be inside the house.
That's, by finding the key.
Finding the key, or if me just not wanting to deal with it and popping a lock.
Right.
And I tried to always avoid popping locks, because that's just another fucking thing for the person to have to fix and deal with. And it sucks. So normally, I try to find a house that they actually leave the shit open. People leave a lot of things open and they just don't even realize to lock their windows and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've done the same thing a lot of time. At night you open your windows, make it cool inside, and you get up in the morning, now you're thinking about it, and in a hurry, you're late to go to work or something, and you just out the door you go at home. Didn't even think about that window.
There's a lot of times, like, I even came across with the people, the houses that had the alarm system, they just forgot to set it.
And how do you test it? What do you do? Just go to the door and set it, just see if it goes off, and if it...
Well, honestly, some of them, you could just, literally, they have the window open already in one part of the house.
So you're not going to know if the window's open, that alarm ain't going to go
it's not
off,
going to,
because it's not armed.
It can't be armed without that window closed.
Without that circuit closed. Now, I know you was telling me about the magnets, how you just stick a magnet up, and
it stops it.
Now, what about normally when you can do those with magnets? I know a lot of the windows, you know, they have the normal closed circuits and the normal open circuits.
Yes.
How do you know which one's a normal open and normal circuit or normal closed? 'Cause a lot of times with the magnets,
The wires. One has a wire and one doesn't. That's it.
Okay.
And normally the ones that have the wire closed circuits are on the big sliding screen doors.
Right.
And don't have them on the rest of the windows.
Now, what if they're wireless units?
Wireless units, those ones straight, this regular fucking any magnet will do it by itself, because it's just not going to be able to do anything. It's just a magnet inside that other piece of white thing that's connected.
So you just put a strong enough magnet on it against, and it holds it, and there you go.
Yeah, the other one's already stuck properly. It just need to make sure the big one that has alarm on it has magnetation. That's it.
Now, if you're looking at the window, a lot of times people, can you actually see where, let's say for instance, you can't see where the magnet is located at on the window, so how do you know where to put the magnet to match the thing?
I actually look around all the windows, and some
look
of them,
through the windows and look at the other window.
make sure nobody's there, make sure anything. I like to see it, if it's actually gonna, when I was doing it, if it was gonna be worth my time.
Right.
And I always look for make sure that no one was there, because I never wanted to hurt nobody. I fucking hate hurting people. It sucks, but it's more or less finding those things are very easy, because most people put them in the most basics of spots, and it's not the smartest idea. You want to actually put it
Most inconspicuous spot.
honestly, with the screen doors and sliding glass doors, they kind of give you very limitations with it.
Right.
They need to kind of upgrade it.
That's right.
There's no way around it, but couple things you could probably do. Kind of make sure you screw the fucking sliding glass door, because people can just lift open your screen door and just pop it right out.
Easiest to pop. They got the cheapest locks on them screen doors.
Yeah, and they're like, the locks, you can't do shit about them. Sad to say, you can't. But you can take steps. Just regular screw into the fucking thing from the inside.
Yeah, you can get these little metal. Yeah, the little metal screws.
Oh no, I'm talking about a real screw.
Right.
Just to make sure like those people cannot remove that metal faceplate
There you go.
from the outside or on the inside, because then they can't slide it.
I know we got on our little windows a little wide piece of metal about that big. It's got a little screw.
And it goes like that?
And you just push it over your track and screw it in. It tightens down that way. When they try to open the door, they can't open it.
But you know, like you can get like just like this right here. Push it and lean it, just open a little bit, and get a butter knife or anything, and just pop that thing right off.
Or either that or pressure and just pushes it down.
Exactly.
The best thing is put like a metal pipe or something.
If you're gonna do that with those little locks, make sure they're on the top at least, because the top is gonna set off a decent amount of noise, because it's gonna hit something
and fall.
And on top of it, it's gonna make it hit the other magnet.
That's true.
So
that's another way to prevent it.
Preventing it. And best way is, sad to say, I stick to the old-fashioned. Put a broomstick or a piece of wood in there. It's once they can't make that thing budge, they're gonna walk away from it normally.
Yeah, that's true. Well, do you have any other things that you'd like to tell people?
The side doors on garages.
Tell me
Upgrade
about
your
that.
locks on them. Upgrade them, because normally it's a spring lock, and somebody can just literally kick the door and it'll open 95% of the time.
Right.
Or they can just lean on a decent amount of pressure, it'll pop open, and those are the ones most people get in through.
Now, I know we're going to do another episode with you. I know you're going to have a house that you're going to use, a friend's house.
A good friend of mine's.
That you're actually going to do a demonstration. He's going to secure the house and make sure everything's all secure, like he's all protected, and you're going to go in and show how easy it is to get inside the house.
How easy it is, and on top of it, what they're going to be actually doing to get in.
Okay.
So even if you couldn't tell if you were robbed or not, you'd be able to tell by afterwards how they got in, what they probably did.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do that and show the community how protected are you. Find out when we come back. This is EJ, the crazy guy with the lazy eye, with who? HemetInews.com. And make sure that you say yes to Measure E, so we can stop stuff like this.
Lights.